What is going on, guys? Dave Simpson back today with another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to actually use a credit card and benefit from it, because a lot of people do not actually benefit from using a credit card and try to stay away from it as if it is like a plague or something, which it's really not. But yeah guys, I'm filming my intro like this, kind of like a vlog style, mainly because I deleted my intro. You know, I'm editing now and I just realized I didn't have an intro, and I'd rather have an intro now. So yeah guys, just filming an intro. You'll see in the next clip I have a totally different shirt on because I actually filmed more professionally, but that's alright. So if you guys do enjoy the video, go ahead and smash the like button to show your support, as well as subscribing as well, and leave a comment down below what you guys think. I'll catch you guys in the next clip. If I sound like nasally, it's because I'm actually a little sick. Sadly, I really hate being sick. I'm pretty sure nobody likes to be sick, but it's quote unquote cold here in Florida, so I guess it's getting to me. I'm used to having it nice and sunny and warm outside, or hot all the time, but now we have a little cold front coming in, so now I had to suit up. So yeah, if I sound a little nasally, it's because I have a cold. A little nasally, obviously, because I have a lot of mucus. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. When it comes to actually how to use credit cards, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, honestly. It's just, you know, controlling your urge to spend a lot of money, and that's the first point I want to make, is don't splurge on the card. Don't try and buy anything that you wouldn't normally buy with a debit card, because if you can't afford with your debit card, you cannot, most definitely not, afford it with your credit card. Doing so, many people get credit cards and they just see money just there waiting to be spent, and just go right to the store and they swipe, or they see something that they want but it's not payday yet, so they go ahead and they swipe their credit cards, and then they say they're going to pay it back on payday but never actually do. They just let the balance continue on for a couple months, and then they do that multiple times, and then you can see how people get into debt. Especially, you know, with credit cards, it's easy to get into debt because it's money available right there. But people don't understand that credit cards is you borrowing that money. It's not your money to use, it is the bank's money, and you are borrowing that money from the bank every time you use your card. The best way to think of it is as a little loan every time you use it. So if you go ahead and spend it maybe $5 on a Starbucks coffee, you just took out a loan for $5 for a Starbucks coffee. It's not I paid $5, you basically took out a loan for that coffee. So that's the best way to think of credit cards. Think of them as small little banks in your pocket that you can take out a loan whenever you need the money, in order to pay for something if you can't pay for it yourself, or when we go over in a later part in the video how to actually use that to your advantage. Now, keeping credit card balances on their card obviously is not good either. You know, when people spend it, say they're going to pay it back, and don't pay it back, that's obviously going to affect your credit score, depending on how much credit you use, as well as, you know, incurring interest if you let it stay longer than, you know, the month cycle or the statement cycle. When it comes to how to actually use credit cards, the next most important part, and I'm pretty sure this is again something that should be a no-brainer, but it obviously isn't because we're in so much debt, is to pay off your balances. Now, obviously there are benefits to paying off your balance in full. When I say pay off your balance, I don't mean just the minimum, I mean in full every single month. Pay off your balance in full. You do not want to pay interest on anything that you bought. So again, let's go with that $5 coffee. You pay interest on a coffee. Like, do you really want to pay interest on a coffee? I'm pretty sure nobody wants to pay interest on a coffee, especially because that coffee will probably be done within, what, 10 minutes. So don't pay interest on $5 for 10 minutes worth of just, you know, drinking the coffee, okay? So not doing so will negate, you know, any rewards, you know, that you could get from that credit card or credit cards if you have multiple cards. Again, when it comes to credit cards, there are a lot of cards that offer rewards, which is why I personally only use my credit card. I do not use my debit card. Although if you haven't seen my last video, there is a debit card that does offer cash back, which is one of the rewards that usually was only for credit cards. If you guys want to watch that video, I'll link it, tag it somewhere up here. I'm not sure which side it's going to be on, but if you guys are interested, go ahead and check out that video. But again, keeping a balance on the card and paying interest on that card is going to negate any benefits you would have gotten from that credit card, whether that be cash back, whether that be the introductory APR of no interest, which is only 15 months. So yeah, you will not pay interest for the first 15 months, but after that you will start paying interest. So in that time, that's the best time to, I guess, carry a balance if you have to. But as soon as that 15 month come, pay it off and don't carry a balance if you can. And also, you know, with travel miles, that's another rewards perk that comes with using a credit card. So again, keeping a balance and paying interest will just negate all of that, because you'll be paying more than what you initially borrowed, and that extra money that you could have been using towards, you know, putting it towards, you know, for example, if you take the flight miles, putting it towards a trip, well, now it's just going to the bank because you accrued interest on that money. Talking about now, my favorite part when it comes to using credit cards are the rewards and benefits. When it comes to credit cards, a lot of credit card companies, they will actually try to out-compete each other by giving rewards, trying to lure new customers in to then use their cards. But for, you know, financially savvy people, that's the big advantage to you, the rewards, because, you know, with those rewards such as cashback, travel, multiple different other things that I just can't name off the top of my head, those are the main two that I really pay attention to, is cashback and travel. But with cashback, it simply implies, well, you get cash back. You get money back, a certain percentage usually, on your purchase. So for example, let's go with the $5 coffee again. You get, if you got a card that pays 1% interest, that's what, 5 cents? Hey, that's 5 cents you didn't have. Now imagine making that same payment on a $500 purchase, or even a $5,000 purchase. You can see how, you know, cash back, it really is good to have a reward, because, you know, you have it for just using the card. And a lot of cards offer as well travel miles. So with travel miles, you can go ahead and rack up those travel miles on those credit cards if you have one, to then go ahead and travel for free, basically. So you're basically traveling for free for using the card, for making purchases you would have already made. Now when I say that, again, only purchase or use the card for what you would normally use your debit card for. Otherwise, you will negate any of the rewards or any of the perks of the rewards, because you will be paying that money in interest, and you basically be paying for your trip, because that's how credit card companies are able to offer these rewards. They take the interest paid by other people and give it to those who want to use the rewards. So someone like, say me, an average 20-year-old who carries a lot of debt and is paying interest every month, is now funding somebody else's trip to Hawaii when they use their flight miles. The bank isn't, or the company who issues the credit card obviously does not want to pay for it themselves, so they will just use your money to fund someone else's trip, which again is why I say it is just negating any of the perks and benefits of using a credit card. So definitely pay off your balance in full every single month if you can. Another big benefit to credit cards is obviously, you know, building your credit. You know, nowadays when it comes to building your credit is very important. It does serve a purpose. It's not just a score given to you whether you're good or bad at spending that money. I mean, it basically is to the banks. But with that credit score, it really can dictate what you can and can't buy, and how much you can borrow, and if you can even borrow at all. So if, for example, I eventually want to go ahead and buy a house, but if my credit score is not good, then I'm not gonna get preferred financing for a house. You know, I'm gonna have to end up paying more for the same house as somebody who has a better credit score than me. For example, if I have a 500 credit score and someone has a 750 credit score, they're most likely going to get better financing than I would, or I might even not get approved with a poor credit score like that. So that's another huge benefit when it comes to using a credit card and how to actually use it. and take advantage of credit cards. Don't be scared of them. Take advantage of them, because that's what they're there for. They're meant to help you. And my favorite way to think of a credit card is like fire or heat. If you use it wrong, you're gonna get burned. But if you use it the right way, it's very beneficial. When it comes to cooking, we use heat and we use fire to cook our food, to then make sure to clean it and make sure that there's no bacteria that we're ingesting that could harm us. That's a safe way to use fire. But if you don't know how to cook and don't know how to control that fire, it will then spread and basically engulf your house in flames, and that's a bad way of using fire. So you can see how a credit card can be on both ends of the scale depending on the user. So just to recap on how to actually use credit cards, first of all, don't splurge on that card and don't buy anything that you wouldn't normally buy with your debit card. Treat your credit card basically like a debit card, and then use the money from your debit card to pay the credit card back off, because you'll get cash back, build your credit, and a number of other rewards that you'll get with your credit card as opposed to using your debit card. But again, there is a rewards debit card out now by Discover. If you haven't seen that video, I will again post it down below and somewhere up here. But don't splurge on a credit card that you wouldn't normally, basically don't buy things on a credit card that you normally would not buy with your debit card. So if you have only $200 on your debit card, don't go spending $1,000 on your credit card, because you only have $200 on your debit card. Also, the second point would be to pay off your balances in full. When it comes to paying off your balance in full, pay it off every single month in full, okay? Because you will only be hurting yourself if you don't do that. You will be paying interest on the money that you use, because like I said, every time you make a purchase, it's basically like a mini loan that you're taking out from the bank, from the credit issuer, your bank. But again, basically just pay your balance in full every month if you can. That way you don't negate any of the perks of using the card, and don't pay any extra money that you wouldn't have to pay, basically. And the third point would be to take advantage of those rewards if you can get past the first two, which is to not spend your money that you wouldn't spend and paying it off in full. Once you can do those two things, you move on to the third, which is taking advantage of the rewards offered by the credit cards. Well, there's a number of rewards that comes to when it comes to using credit cards. There are a number of rewards such as cashback, travel miles. You can build your credit, because your credit is very important, and etc., etc. There are many different perks to using a credit card over a debit card. So if you guys liked the video, please make sure to smash the like button and also subscribe to the channel to support it. Leave a comment down below on what you guys think and how you use your credit cards, or even if you use one at all. And as always, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. Daniel Simpson, your boy's out.